You're doing all the right things, hustling hard, serving clients, trying to stay on top of everything, but you still feel exhausted, feel stretched thin, like something's off. Now, what if I told you there's just one thing that's quietly stealing your time, your peace, and your profits? You see, most business owners never see it coming, but once you do, it changes everything. Because here's the truth of the matter: it's not your rates, it's not your marketing, it's that you're trying to do everything yourself, and it's keeping you stuck in the weeds of your business. So you left a 9 to 5 to find freedom, but now you just built a more demanding job for yourself. And here's the twist: working harder is not going to fix it, but thinking harder, well, that just might. Now, I remember early in my journey, I'd spend way too long debating on whether to sign up for a $30 a month tool. I'd go back and forth. Is it worth it? Will it really save me time? Is it going to be worth the money? But one day it hit me. The time that I spent thinking about it had already cost me more than the tool itself. I could have tried it, seen if it worked, and moved on. And yes, I've canceled a few tools along the way. Not everything's a win, but most of them, well, they've helped me get more done in less time. And they gave me back something I didn't realize I was losing: peace of mind. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop doing it all alone and how to create more time, more peace, and more profit by shifting how you think and how you actually run your business. Now, as we get started, let me ask you something. When was the last time that you blocked off an hour just to think? No meetings, no client work, no emails, just you, a notebook, and the space to actually lead your business instead of react to it. Most service-based business owners are drowning in to-dos. And it's not because they're lazy or disorganized. It's because they've accidentally built a system that rewards busyness instead of effectiveness. You see, you wake up, you grab your phone, and the whirlwind starts. Messages, notifications, client needs, projects, and administrative tasks. You're responding, you're reacting, you're solving, you're delivering. You're always working in your business, but almost never on it. And I want to be really clear here. That kind of grind, it just doesn't scale. It doesn't create peace, and it definitely does not double your revenue. The real work isn't always in the doing, it's also in the deciding. And you can't make wise decisions if you're constantly distracted. See, when you don't create space to think strategically, three things happen. First, you stay stuck in reaction mode. You're putting out fires instead of preventing them. You're solving the same problems over and over instead of building solutions that actually solve those problems for good. You become the bottleneck in your own business, and that pressure, it just builds. Now, second, you actually mistake motion for momentum. Just because you're busy does not mean that you're actually building. Motion is activity, but momentum is progress. And they can both feel the same, but only one gets you closer to the life that you actually want. Only one gives you freedom. Now, this third one is huge. You see, you miss what's actually slowing you down. When your head is always down, you can't see the patterns. You can't notice the bottlenecks, and you don't have time to ask, what's really working? What's stealing my time? What can I automate or delegate or just flat out eliminate? But the moment you pause, your brain gets to breathe. Your spirit gets to breathe. And suddenly, what feels like chaos starts to sort itself into clarity. But that only happens when you truly pause. You see, thinking time is not wasted time. In fact, it's your highest leverage activity. It's actually where vision is born. It's where problems are solved before they even start. And it's how you finally break the cycle of working more and earning less. So if you're feeling constantly behind stretched thin, and secretly wondering how much longer you can keep this up, it's probably not because you're not working hard enough. It's because you haven't made thinking a non negotiable part of your week. So, what does it actually look like? Well, fortunately, it's actually very simple. You see, you just start by scheduling some time once a week. You literally block this time in your calendar. So, if you feel like you can only do 30 minutes, do 30 minutes. Start there. Maybe you can get up to an hour or even 90 minutes. But you use that time to ask hard questions of yourself. You review your systems and you evaluate how you're spending your time. This is no distractions, no social medias, no quick, email checks or DM checks. Just you and the future of your business. This one shift, creating space to think, can unlock more peace, more profit, and more freedom than any new marketing tactic or productivity hack. Because clarity is where momentum actually starts. And the entrepreneur who thinks hardest, not just works hardest, is the one that wins. Now let's talk about something that's both scary and freeing. It's called delegation. And this is where many entrepreneurs, they know along agreeing, yeah, we should have delegation. But then deep down they're thinking, yeah, but nobody can do it like I can do it. And that's exactly the problem. When you try to do everything yourself, you become the ceiling of your business. Your time becomes the limit and your energy becomes the bottleneck. Even worse, you start to resent the very thing that you worked so hard to build. Delegation isn't just about getting help. It's about creating space for you to lead, for you to think, to grow. But most service-based business owners, they avoid delegation for one of these three reasons. Reason number one is you believe you're the only one who can do it right. You built this thing with your bare hands. You developed a way of doing things that works. And trusting someone else feels risky. But the thing is, perfectionism is actually just fear wearing a mask. You're not protecting your standards, you're protecting your control. And control does not scale. What does scale is leadership. Now, reason number two is hiring feels like a cost instead of an investment. You're already stretched thin, and adding payroll or paying a contractor feels just like another bill. But delegation done right pays for itself and does more than pay for itself. You can think about it like this. If someone else can handle just 5 hours of your week, that's 5 hours that you now have to focus on growth and strategy and real things that move the needle in your business. And if just one of those hours lead to even one new client or big breakthrough, well, obviously that's a win. So delegation doesn't drain your business, it multiplies it. And reason three is you don't know what to delegate, so you keep it all. And this one sneaks up on people. You know you need help, but everything feels too important or too complicated in order to hand it off. So you just keep doing it, all of it. But here's a simple way to break that cycle. Start by tracking your time for 1 week. Every task, every meeting, every little thing that you do. And at the end of the week, go back and ask yourself, what drained me? What could someone else be trained to do that I did? What tasks don't require my brain or my creativity? And you'll be shocked at how much you're doing that someone else could do just as well, or maybe even better. You can consider yourself to have an hourly rate and think when you're doing that particular task, would you pay someone who specializes in that task what you get paid an hour? If not, that's probably a key item that could be delegated. Now, delegating does not mean that you stop caring, but it does mean that you start trusting. And that's what actually allows you to work at a higher level. Now, let me say this clearly. You don't need a big team. You don't need to hire full-time staff. You just need the right help at the right time. That might be a virtual assistant a few hours a week, or another freelancer who takes something else off your plate, or a bookkeeper who makes sure that you never ever have to touch your accounting software again, Or it could even be personal items that you're doing that you could actually get like a personal assistant to do. Every time you delegate well, you actually reclaim two things. You reclaim your time and you reclaim your peace. So ask yourself, what's one thing I'm doing this week that someone else could do? What's one task I need to let go of in order to grow? Now, you weren't meant to carry everything alone. I mean, even Jesus had a team. So why shouldn't you? You don't need more hustle. And I want to drill this home. You don't need more hustle. You need more systems. Now, I know that systems don't sound exciting. They sound cold, rigid, enterprise like. But when they're built right, systems are the exact opposite. They actually create freedom, they actually create peace. They allow you to finally stop being run by your business and to be able to run your business instead. Because the more you systematize, the less you have to supervise. And the problem is, most entrepreneurs avoid systems because they feel like they're too busy to create them. But that's like saying you're too hungry to cook. So let's start with SOPs, or standard operating procedures. Sounds fancy, but it's really simple. It's simply writing down how you do what you do. Every time you repeat a task in your business, that's a signal that this should be documented. So whether it's onboarding a new client, sending invoices, prepping for a meeting, every repeatable action should have a step-by-step, not just for someone else to do, but actually for you to do. Because once it's written down, you freed up your mental space. The next time you do it, you can make sure that the SOP is good. And when it's documented correctly, you can delegate it. There's no more teaching the same thing over and over. No more reinventing the wheel. No more trying to remember how you did it last time. It's just clarity, consistency, and control. Now, you can also have the person you're delegating the task to actually create the SOP. Ultimately, anyone you hire should document everything they do so they could ultimately be replaced by someone else. And likewise, you should document everything you do so that you can be replaced by someone else. I mean, run your company as if you plan to sell it, and then you'll have the freedom that you're after either way. Now, here's where it actually gets exciting. Automation. Tools and automation, they're your digital staff. Most entrepreneurs think automation means technical headaches and complicated setups, but at its core, automation is just letting software handle what people don't have to handle. And there's all kinds of tools that can help with automation. And once they're set up, they're like employees that work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never ask for time off, and they cost way less than hiring someone. So think about how much time that you spend on sending follow-up emails, or scheduling calls, or tracking tasks, or reminding clients of the next steps. Almost all of that can be automated, which means less burnout, more bandwidth, and more time for what actually grows your business. You see, you can document once and then delegate forever. Documenting takes extra work. It does. But the leverage it provides is amazing. Archimedes famously said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." He understood leverage. This is the system building mantra. You document once, you delegate forever. If you do something more than once, you shouldn't be the one doing it every time. Record yourself doing a task, outline the steps, plug it into a task manager. You see, now you've built a training manual without even trying. You shift from chaos to clarity. And that structure gives you something extremely valuable. It gives you margin. Margin to think, margin to decide, margin to focus, margin to grow, margin to succeed. So don't let the word systems scare you. Let it empower you, because the more you systematize, the more you multiply. And you don't just multiply your income, but you actually multiply your impact as well. You're never meant to carry all this in your head. So build systems that work so that you don't have to work so hard. So let's bring it full circle. You don't need to work harder. but you do need to think harder because the number one thing stealing your time, peace, and profits is trying to run your business all alone. And you're never meant to carry your business all by yourself, not without structure, not without support. So create space to think, delegate what drains you, and build systems that multiply you. Then your business finally serves your life and not the other way around. And if you're ready to go deeper, you can grab a copy of my book, Work Smarter, Think Harder. You can find the link in the description or go to worksmarterbook.com. It's your step-by-step guide to doubling your revenue while working half the time. Oh, and it seems YouTube thinks you'll like this video. So thanks for watching till the end, and I'm sure you'll like this video YouTube's recommending. So I'll see you in the next video.